Good morning England, Scotland, Wales and Northern Ireland. This is Phil from British Warrior Within. I'm doing a video today to inform you about the newly formed subdivision of BritishWarriorWithin.com, in case you want to have a look if you haven't. And that is the British Defence Militia, the BDM. I'm not just making these things up because I like giving initials to things. I feel that Britain needs a militia because there is going to be a civil war, almost certainly. Everybody is predicting it's going to happen. It could happen all across Europe. It could happen just in a couple of countries. More likely to happen here because the people in this country, once they realise what's going on, they will fight back. Unlike a lot of the European countries that have just let the Islamists walk all over them. So this is an appeal to all you people out there who, if you think you're having a tough time now, or you think you're going to have a tough time in the future, would you rather face that on your own, or would you rather have a group you could get in contact with and get local people round to come and help you deal with that issue? We're not talking about going Islamist bashing, we're talking about defending ourselves. That is the one thing we've got to do first, is to be able to defend ourselves. If we are attacked, there is nothing worse than being steamrollers because you aren't prepared or there's not enough of you. So this is what British Warrior Within and the British Defence Militia is taking shape for. There's, unlike BritishWarriorWithin.com, where there's a membership, I would advise you to join, because if you don't, how are you going to get in contact with people? But with the British Defence Militia, you can just join the Facebook group by saying that you are interested, quite simply. Then it's your choice if you go on to join BritishWarriorWithin.com. As I've said before in previous videos, I've started asking for a £10 membership fee, one-off, not annual, one-off. This is to help with funding. If you can't pay it, then don't pay it, but just be honest with me. And if you're honest, I know you're honest, because you just get a feeling for these things, don't you? So what is this exactly about? Well, Islam is taking over the world at the moment. It's doing it in a way that it's not been organised by them. It's been organised by the powers that be above Parliament, what they call the elites or the globalists, basically the people with all the money that have been running this world for centuries now. We all know that they do, and we've just got on with it. But now people are awakening to the fact that, hang on a minute, this is wrong. And they've lied to us constantly. And they're starting to crumble. Donald Trump has been a cause of that. Brexit has been a cause of that. And what they're doing now is they're trying to keep the people in check. And what they're doing is flooding Europe with immigrants by getting the United States, as they did, not so much now, and indeed Britain, because don't forget, most of these elites came from Britain, UK, whatever you want to call it, in the first instance. And what they're doing is they cause wars, which causes upheaval, which causes migrants, and then they get people like Merkel to let in millions of the bastards. And we all know that they say, oh, we're going to be a few hundred women and children coming in. And when they turn up, there's this army of fit, young, fighting age males with perhaps one or two women dotted inconspicuously amongst them. But even more inconspicuous are the terrorists that are among them. I read this morning that they think, the police think, how did you say they? Quote your sources. The police believe there to be 10,000 radical, basically people ready to commit terrorism, jihadists in Great Britain at the moment. 10,000. So, if there's 10,000 of them, they're not going to go around solo too often if it kicks off, are they? They're doing that at the moment because they're trying to keep in the shadows, like that guy that got caught, was it yesterday or the day before, in Westminster again. Although there's something a bit fishy about that, because it, unless they were watching him constantly, how would they know? Yeah, you know what I mean. They do a lot of false flags, and then you start thinking everything's a false flag. But if he is another one, then this is happening every few weeks, and with 10,000 people, they've got plenty more left. I should imagine bombings will be the next thing that starts. But how will you protect yourself? Just answer that in your own mind. If I was attacked, how would I protect myself and my family? Locking the door won't do no good. They'll soon smash that in. So you need to be far, far more prepared. And once the shit hits the fan, you need a network of people you can contact to join as a group to defend yourselves. And that is the idea of the British Defence Militia, and indeed BritishWarriorWithin.com, which was the instigator of British Defence Militia. So, if you believe that this could happen, might happen, probably will happen, any of the above, then you need to join a group. You need to join a group that is close to you. You need to join a group that you can trust. And the best way of doing that is by doing it now. Don't wait until the shit hits the fan, because you could be joining up with anybody. We've all seen the TV series, lots of them, where there's always the bad apple, and they totally ruin a group that's doing so much good to save the world. And there will be bad apples. And these are the people we've got to try and sieve out, sort the wheat from the chaff. But we can only do that before the shit hits the fan. So, what does this mean? It means joining BritishWarriorWithin.com if you so wish. But I would definitely join the British Defence Militia if you want to be able to fight back if we are attacked. We will not attack first. That is not the idea of a militia. A militia is about defending your soil, defending your land, defending your family. And it's to aid any authority that is fighting whoever is causing the issue, i.e. Islamist terrorists. We'll be there to help, for instance, the army. Finding this hard to say, we'll be there to help the police if they're doing their job. Which I think they may, if they're allowed to break free from the pathetic government. I'm not going to say that we're going to turn on the government, because that's both treasonous and it's not immoral, because they're not doing a very good job. But we will have to back them until it comes to the point where they're putting our lives at risk, which they are very close to doing now. There's lots of children getting raped, that's for sure, and that is the government's fault. No doubts about that. So, we back the army, we back the police, and we back the government until they show that they're incapable of running this country and looking after its citizens. Nobody wants to go for a wee well. Wee well. I don't want to kiss, thanks. Yeah, thank you. Sorry, trying to get a serious message across is very hard. You'll probably say, why don't you put him in another room? But I've got other birds and he likes to try and bite their heads off, which is the main reason that he stays on my head. But this is a serious message, whatever Wellington tries to do to disprove that. So please come along to BritishWarriorWithin.com. If you can afford the £10 membership fee, fine. If you can't, fine. Facebook, join the British Defence Militia. It was down as English Defence Militia because I thought the other countries might want to start their own. But I think it's better if we're all in it together, because then we can get a nationwide infrastructure going, and hopefully our Scottish, Welsh and Northern Irish brothers will join us and old rivalries will be set aside. Because let's face it, they're normally only anything to do with sport. Yeah, I know we had battles with Scotland and what have you, but that's a long time ago. Get over it. Yeah, so that is what the idea is. It's only you that can make it happen. I can sit here and talk until I'm blue in the face. And believe you me, I could talk until I'm blue in the face. Stuck here all on my own all day. I could quite happily talk to you guys forever. But you'll get bored very, very quickly. So, again, BritishWarriorWithin.com. And please, go and have a look at the shop. Because this needs funding. I cannot keep carrying this on my own. The people that have donated so far have been brilliant, but there are only a minute amount of people that have done so. I'm going to try to get leaflets and goodness knows what printed so that we can get the message out to everybody. Even those idiot liberals that couldn't have an open mind if their life depended on it, which it does. They just don't realise it yet. They really don't realise it. So, again, if I say so once more, I'm going to get angry with myself. So, go along to the shop, have a look. I'm just about to put the new items on there. I will again say it's not the cheapest thing you're going to buy. You could probably buy, for instance, a polo shirt much more cheaply. But these new ones are going to be embroidered. They're going to be British Defence Militia ones. They're going to have the Union Jack rather than St George's Cross. And there are lots of other things which are similar too. I would recommend especially, if you haven't got much money, the mugs and the car stickers. The Americans call them bumper stickers, but you can put them anywhere, on your back window, on your bumper. Put them across your forehead if you want, if that's what you feel like. Because they are exclusive to the British Defence Militia and BritishWarriorWithin.com. So nobody else is going to have them. You will stand out from the rest. You can be a fashion icon. That's what you'll be, a fashion icon. So if you've looked at the shop before, please go and look again in, give me half an hour, and I would have got everything on. Yeah, I may have even done it by the time this video is uploaded actually. Sorry, I've got an itchy eye. Because it will help me so much. It depends if you believe in the cause. If you don't believe in us fighting back, then why would you want to fund somebody that you don't know? Well, I'm here. I'll give you my phone number. I've given it out already. You can chat to me. You live local, you can come round and have a chat. You see, I'm totally genuine. I'm not some con artist trying to make a load of money. Look at me now, so it's falling apart. And yeah, I know it's hard in this day and age because there's so many con artists. I've been conned myself, got done out of 300 quid once, so been there, done it. Got the t-shirt. Yeah, I know that's a bit big, isn't it? I know that's what you're thinking. I didn't realise it was going to be that big. But they're still quite good. I still like it. It shows what you are, who you are, what you believe in. So, I said it again. Hopefully I'm coming across a bit more cheerful too, because I was a bit morose in previous videos, but it's a serious situation. And I've got to start looking at the camera, not at the screen, because otherwise I look like I'm looking down at my crutch all the time. Or crotch. I'm a rambler, I do apologise, but I'm organised, and that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to organise, and I can't organise nothing. I need you. I need you to want to help yourselves, to help Britain, and to stay non-Islamic. Because can you think what a nightmare that would be? Right, time for me to shut up. Said enough, and I will get these bits and pieces put on the shop, and you can hopefully go and have a look. Don't forget, if you've looked before, there's new stuff on the shop. Okay, listen to me. Have a good Saturday. Hopefully Brighton and Hove Albion will win the championship title tonight. So, wish us luck, unless you're from Newcastle, when you won't be. See you later.